We might be between series at the moment, but hold your horses, Yellowstone fans, because the Dutton family drama isn't over yet. With season 4 in the works, we're here to run down some of the most shocking moments in the show so far. Stay tuned for the scoop on all of the drama. Yellowstone season 4 is set to premiere on November 8th, with the first 3 seasons having cemented the series as one of the most watched TV shows in recent years. So where are we up to in the series? Yellowstone centers around John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner, who's fighting against land developers, an Indian reservation, and America's first national park to maintain control of his ranch. It's a difficult balancing act with shared borders, and to make matters worse, John also has to deal with ongoing and at times controversial family conflicts happening at the same time. And watch out, because here comes the season 3 spoilers. At the end of the season, we see nearly every member of the Dutton family at death's door. Beth is in the midst of a bomb explosion while she clears out her office at Schwartz and Meyer. Casey has masked thugs charge into his office with machine guns blazing. And John was also felled by machine guns while helping a stranded Californian change a tire. So the only Dutton spared is Jamie, and he had a hard time of his own, having found out that he was adopted, and a conversation with his ex-con biological father convinces him to go rogue and to leave his adopted family behind. And clearly, we're not the only ones on the edge of our seats. Yellowstone was the most streamed show in America in 2019, and in 2020 it was reported the season 3 premiere attracted a massive 4.2 million total viewers in America alone on Paramount Network. This was topped by the finale, which reportedly attracted 5.2 million viewers. Season 4 premieres 8th November, same day as the US. The only place you can stream every episode of Yellowstone is on Stan. So let's have a look at some of the show's most shocking moments so far. First up is the biker brawl at the beginning of season 3. A club stopped in for some drinks on private property during a trip. Ryan, Colby, and Teeter head out to ask them to leave, but their attempts only sparked a massive brawl. As the battle got out of hand, Rip and Lloyd came to the rescue. They ran over several motorcycles with a truck, and then Rip single-handedly beat the entire biker gang with a brand. Denham Richards, who plays Teeter, spoke recently about the scene and how Teeter flips between violence and flirting. That's kind of Teeter, right? It's kind of just like one side of the pendulum, and then we go to the other side, and before you know it, you're like, I was still just adjusting to whatever you had just said, and now all of a sudden you're like, here we are in this fight. And so much of that is the same way, where it's like you're just going in, you're working the fence, doing what your job is supposed to be, and then all of a sudden you're skinny dipping in the river and you're like, how do we get here? We can't wait for more twists and turns from Teeter in season 4. Next up is the whole situation around the Beck brothers in season 2. Season 2 of Yellowstone featured 2 new villains in the Beck brothers, Malcolm and Teal. These 2 businessmen serve as a thorn in the side of the Dutton family, but they take things to another level by kidnapping Tate Dutton and stashing him with a group of white supremacists. And of course, the Dutton family comes to the rescue. Casey kills Teal as he sits on the toilet, and the entire family goes after Malcolm and the white supremacists. Violent deaths ensue, and John ends up shooting Malcolm and leaving him in a field to bleed out. Sarah's death and Jamie's cover-up in season 2 also had us glued to the TV. Having given Sarah the interview that he sorely regrets, Jamie knows that he needs to rescind his permission to be quoted, and we see the 2 meet in the middle of the woods to try to come to an arrangement. She reminds him of the First Amendment, and he continues to try to plead his way out of this, but she's more than happy to be the one to take everything from his family. Fuming, Jamie chases after her and slams her head into her car, going on to strangle her while apologizing. Jamie then brings her body to Rip and begs for his help. You know, Jamie, at some point the only way to get rid of the mess is to get rid of you, his friends warns him. Don't put me in that position. Jamie puts Sarah's body in a kayak and sends her down the river, and later a news report pops up about Sarah's drowning. While Jamie had managed to stop Rip from telling John what happened, John confronts his son, who says that he didn't have a choice. There's always a choice, John tells him. You could have jumped in the river, but hurting yourself never entered your mind, did it? In a just as dramatic moment is Monica's encounter with a serial killer. Monica's determination to help her community seemed to peak in I killed a man today. She not only used herself as bait to catch a serial killer preying on Native American women, she got the sicko on the first try, survived the ordeal, and lived to tell the tale. In the midst of an action-packed episode, Monica's car breaks down in the middle of nowhere, and unfortunately, she doesn't have cell service. Her options are either to wait for a car to come along or start walking. We think the decision was made for her when a car arrives on the scene. However, it keeps on driving without slowing down. A truck pulls up moments after the car passes by, and Monica explains she thinks it's the radiator and she needs a hose. The driver offers her a ride to Billings. After considering it for a minute, Monica takes him up on the offer. Monica hasn't been in the truck long when the driver pulls off the main road, claiming he knows a spot with cell service so she can call home. Monica's instantly leery weary of his motivation and asks that he get back on the road. He doesn't. They park and the driver instructs her to walk out a few dozen feet to get service, but she declines and says she'll stay in the truck. He doesn't allow that and opens her door, urging her out. Monica immediately makes a run for it and he gives chase, quickly catching up to her. The driver tackles her and tries to pin her down, but she's able to hit him in the head with a rock. She makes a run for it again, but he's back on his feet and faster than she is. She's forced onto her back and he sits astride her. Whatever was going to happen next, rape, murder, or both, is terminated when he's shot through the head. You can check out all the action in I Killed a Man Today, the 8th episode in Season 3. Next up, Jimmy's past catching up with him. Jimmy became a fan favorite quickly after he first appeared on Yellowstone, and his role only grew in Season 2. Two men from his past, Ray and Blake, showed up and said that he owed them money. The pair assaulted Jimmy's grandfather, ultimately killing him and signing their own death warrants. Once Jimmy told Rip what had happened, the ranch hand said that he would help him take care of a problem in a way that would not create future issues. They grabbed Ryan, Casey, and Lloyd and headed to the trailer where Ray and Blake lived. They blew up the trailer, making it appear that the two men had simply made a mistake while trying to manufacture meth. Phew! So what can we expect in Season 4? The show has been off screen for well over a year now, and fans are growing impatient for its return. All the main cast are returning for the new season, with Kevin Costner once again leading the series as John Dutton. All the Dutton family are coming back, including Casey, Beth, Jamie, and Monica. The trailer is also confirmed Rip Wheeler's return, with Rourke also coming back as the series antagonist. Jimmy Herdstrom will also be back, with the star Jefferson White recently telling fans that Season 4 would be worth the wait on Instagram. Paramount released the first trailer for Season 4 last month on July 2nd. The trailer sadly doesn't reveal much about the plot of the next season, with most of the footage already being seen in Season 3. However, it did give fans a glimpse, with Rip Wheeler running to John Dutton on the side of the road at the end of the trailer. The trailer also revealed the release window, ending with the text, "Coming this fall." It looks like we know what we're doing in November, but what do you think? What do you see coming for Yellowstone? Leave us a comment to let us know, but for now, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.